بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back everyone to our weekly Quran with Tajweed program. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He allows us to learn and benefit from what we learn in this program. And as we are used to take one surah every week, today we have Surah Al-Asr, and inshallah we'll be explaining the rules in Surah Al-Asr, rules of Tajweed, and we will be going word by word and rule by rule, and inshallah to make it easy for everyone. Alhamdulillah, by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we were able to do 12 surahs before Surah Al-Asr, Surah Al-Fatiha, and then from Surah Al-Nas all the way to Surah Al-Humazah. And alhamdulillah, today we have Surah Al-Asr with us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us tawfiq to learn this surah the way He would like to listen it from us. And inshallah, I'll be starting with the recitation of Surah Al-Asr, and then inshallah we'll be going through the rules inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. It's a very short surah. It has 3 ayat in it. The first ayah is وَالْعَصْرِ. The word wal asr, it has a lam sakin, which has hamzatul wasl before it. So this lam sakin, there's a question regarding this lam sakin, that if it should be pronounced or it should be silent. As we know, we have lam al-qamariyya and lam al-shamsiyya. This lam right here is lam al-qamariyya, which is always pronounced. And how do we know if this is lam al-qamariyya? Is by the letter that is coming after it. The letter that we have after this lam here is ayn, and ayn is one of the lam al-qamariyya letters. So this lam is pronounced wal asr, and it won't be silent. Then we have the letter ra towards the end, or the last letter of this ayah, of this word, is letter ra. Ra has a kasra on it. Ra is maksur here. So if we are pronouncing that kasra, meaning if we are joining this ayah to the next ayah, wal asri innal insana lafi khusr, then this ra will be pronounced in a light manner. It won't be heavy because it has a kasra. But since we're stopping on it because it is the end of an ayah, as we know the stopping rules, that the kasra changes, the last kasra, that the letter that we are stopping on, the kasra, if it has a kasra changes to sukoon. So since ra will carry a sukoon because of our stopping on it, what happens is we look at the letter before it to find out if the ra will be pronounced in a heavy or light manner. The letter before it is also sakin, letter sad. what we do is look at the letter even before it. The letter before that is a ayn, which has a fatha. And as we know, fatha leads to heaviness of the ra. So the ra, if we're stopping on this ayah, the ra will be pronounced in a heavy manner. But if you're not stopping and you're joining it to the next ayah, then the ra will be pronounced in a light manner. Why? Because when we're joining it, ra will have a kasra, and kasra leads to lightness of ra. And if you're stopping, we have a fatha before the letter before it, because the ra will be having a sukoon. So the letter before it has a fatha, and fatha leads to heaviness of ra. So we have two different situations here. If you're joining, ra is pronounced in a light manner. If you are stopping, ra is pronounced in a heavy manner. And the way you pronounce this ra when you stop on it is wal asr, a heavy manner, ra, wal asr. And if you're joining it, then wal asri, light manner. The second ayah we have is innal insana lafi khusr. Inna, the first letter is hamza, which is hamzatul qata', which is always pronounced. Then we have noon with a shadda, noon with a shadda. And as we know, noon and mim, whenever they have shadda, we have gunna on them for 2 harakat. Whenever noon or mim have shadda, we have gunna on them for 2 harakat. So it will be inna. Then we have the word al-insana. In the word al-insana, a is hamzatul wasl, which is not always pronounced, which is only pronounced if you're starting with it. So when I join it with the word before it, inna, I won't be pronouncing it. I will say innal insana lafi khusr. But if I'm starting from al-insan, I will say al-insan, because I'm starting with it. That's what hamzatul wasl is about. If we are starting with hamzatul wasl, we are pronouncing it. If we are not starting with it, we are not pronouncing it. Then we have the letter noon sakin, noon with a sukoon. Innal insana. Now, how exactly do we pronounce this noon sakin? Are we supposed to say innal insana, or insana? We have different rules for noon sakin. Idhar, idgham, iqlab, ikhfa. Here, this noon comes under the ruling of ikhfa because of the letter that is coming after it. The letter that is coming after this noon sakin is sin. And sin is one of the letters of ikhfa. The word ikhfa means to conceal or to hide. To conceal or to hide. So what ikhfa means here on noon sakin is we hide the pronunciation of noon. We hide the pronunciation of noon. Instead of saying innal in, we say in. The sound goes and comes from the nasal. And we are not touching the tongue to pronounce the noon, but the tongue remains touching nowhere. It doesn't touch anywhere. And the sound goes and comes from the nasal for the gunna. So we say innal in, right? It is a completely nasal sound. Insana, not in. We're not pronouncing the noon because the rule is the rule of ikhfa, and ikhfa means to hide or to conceal. Innal insana. Then we have lafi khusr. We have ra again. The last letter of this ayah is ra, khusr. And is ra here has the same ruling that we had for the previous ayah. Here also ra has kasra tanween, which if we join with the next ayah becomes khusrin, and we know kasra leads to lightness. But since we'll be stopping here because it is the end of an ayah, the last vowel we have before this ra sakin is dhamma, which is 2 letters before ra, right? So this dhamma will lead to the heaviness of ra. We'll say khusr in a heavy manner. Khusr, ra, khusr, right? Innal insana lafi khusr. Now, Then we have the last ayah number 3. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. إلا الذين آمنوا. We have Hamzat al-Qata' in the beginning, إلا الذين. Then we have Lam. إلا الذين آمنوا. آمنوا. Is 2 harakat long. Nouh is again 2 harakat long. الذين, the is 2 harakat long. وعملوا الصالحات. وعملوا الصالحات. صالحات. حات is 2 harakat long also. وتوا, wa is again 2 harakat long. صو, صو is 2 harakat long also. صو. وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. We have to be careful here with the letter Sad. In the first ayah also, wal asr. We have to make sure we are pronouncing it in a heavy manner. Asr, not as, but as, heavy. وعملوا الصا. Again we have Sad. It has to be pronounced in a heavy manner. Again we have صو. وتواصوا. Sad is again in a heavy manner. وتواصوا, again Sad. Then بالصبر. Sad again in a heavy manner. The last letter we have is Ra again, and the same rule. If we are joining it with the next surah, بالصبر, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, then we are pronouncing it in a light manner because it will be having a kasra on it. But if you're stopping on it, then the last vowel before the ra sakin will be fatha, and that fatha will lead to the heaviness of ra. That's pretty much the rulings we have in Surah Al-Asr, and inshallah I hope that it is an easy surah. It doesn't have any hard or any special rules in it. It's regular rules that occur in every single surah. And inshallah I'll be accepting your calls, and if you would like to recite, you can call on the number provided on the screen, and I'll be accepting your calls and listening to your recitation. And if you have any question or you need any help, inshallah I'll try my best to do so. Let's recite the surah one more time, and then inshallah we'll move on to accepting the calls. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Asr, in a heavy manner if you're stopping it, but if I'm joining in a light manner. Wal Asri innal insana lafi khusr. Right? Then again, khusr, I stopped on it, I pronounce it in a heavy manner. But if I'm joining it to the next ayah, because of the kasratain, I'll be pronouncing the ra in a light manner. Innal insana lafi khusrin illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. If I'm joining this ra, the last ra, with the next ayah or the next surah, it will be بالصبر in a light manner. But if I'm stopping in a heavy manner, بالصبر. One more time. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر. إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He accepts it from us. And inshallah, if anyone would like to call and recite the surah, inshallah, you are more than welcome to call and recite the surah. It will be our pleasure to listen to your recitation, inshallah. Let's learn the surah together. Bismillah.
While waiting for the call, let's remind people to watch the Surah competition. I just sent you the information.
And as we announced last class also, we have an event coming up this coming Sunday. We have an event, and very interesting and beautiful event coming up this Sunday, which is Masjid Isa's first Quran competition. Masjid Isa's first Quran competition. It is happening Sunday, July 19th after Maghrib around 8:45 p.m. Around 8:45 p.m. And we had more than 50 participations, alhamdulillah. But for our final round, for our live stream on the final day, we have selected best 15 reciters that will be presented and judged live after Maghrib on Sunday, July 19th. So it is a program that no one wants to miss. We have a lot of beautiful voices that our community has to offer, mashallah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He accepts it from all the reciters and reward them for their participation. And the reciters will be presented live on July 19th, Sunday after Maghrib around 8:45 p.m. So inshallah, don't miss out this lovely program. Inshallah, you will like it. So inshallah, if anyone would like to join and recite the surah, you can call the number provided on the screen, and inshallah we'll be able to listen to your recitation. And
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Abu Affan here.
Abu Affan, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. Let's try that.
Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
One more time, Abu Affan.
والعصر.
Try to one more time.
والعصر.
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 Lam has to be light. Wal, not wal.
والعصر.
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 Continue.
إن الإنسان لفي خسر.
إن الإنسان, Lam has to be complete sukoon on it, not bouncing. Not innala.
إن الإنسان لفي خسر.
Ra has to be more heavy.
For example, right?
إن الإنسان لفي خسر.
خسر.
Yes.
خسر. إن الإنسان لفي خسر.
MashaAllah.
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
وتواصوا بالصبر.
وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Barakallahu feek.
فيك بارك الله. جزاك الله خير.
وإياك. Do we have anyone else who would like to call and recite, inshallah?
While waiting for it, you can mention, all the common mistakes.
The common mistakes that we have in Surah Al-Asr.
Like which part is called Qala, which one?
Yes. Since we have two letters sakin together. A lot of people don't make the last letter, especially which is ra in the first and second ayah, clear. Wal asr, ra sound has to be clear. A lot of times we hear wal as, we don't hear the ra, even though they're trying to pronounce it, but they're not making it clear. So we have to make it clear. Wal asr. The listener who's listening to the recitation is supposed to listen to the ra also. That is being recited as a last letter. Also, innal insana lafi khusr. Ra sound has to be there, not khusr. Ra sound has to be there. There is a confusing part when it comes to the memorization of this surah. The last ayah, a lot of people get confused between وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Sometimes they say وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ or something like that. When it comes to the memorization of this surah, that is a common mistake I have heard a lot of times from the students. So it is وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ first, then وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. And easy way to remember that is the letter ha comes before the letter sad. So بالحق, the bil, ha, or bis sa. So ha comes first, sad comes later. Also in here bil haqqi comes first and bis sabr comes later.
How about some people who recited sabri?
Sabri?
Yeah.
No, the stopping rules don't allow you to do that. The stopping rules is that if the last letter contains a kasra or a fatha or a dhamma, and if you want to stop on it, the proper way of stopping on it is changing the vowels fatha, kasra, dhamma to sukoon. And sabri is not sukoon. Ra is maksur. So we have to make sure that ra is sakin when we're stopping on it. Bis sabr, not bis sabri.
Okay, while waiting for other people to call, if you can share your experience when you learn tajweed for the first time in your home country.
Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed me with a father who is a hafiz of Quran, and he would teach us from very beginning. We were 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. From that age, he would teach us. We won't know how to read the Quran, nothing, just he would teach us surahs, he would recite them to us, and he would make us repeat after him. And we would learn the small little surahs. But later on, when 5 years old, 6 years old, we started learning how to read from the Qa'idah, Nuraniyah. And he taught us from the very beginning. Actually, if the student is being taught from very beginning properly, then reciting the Quran with tajweed, if the student is being taught from the very beginning with the proper way of reciting the Quran, proper way of pronouncing the Arabic letters, then while reciting the Quran, while memorizing the Quran, the student does not have any problem making the tajweed or struggling on tajweed part. But sometimes students are not being taught properly from the beginning, then they struggle when it comes to memorizing of the Quran, to recite the Quran with perfect tajweed. So alhamdulillah, from the very beginning he took care of that things. And for little things, that every single letter he made sure that we're pronouncing it in the right manner. He didn't worry about, I want to finish this amount of surah in this amount of time. He didn't worry about, he's 7 years old, he's 8 years old, or he's 10 years old, and he has done only 1 juz or 2 juz. He didn't worry about that time. He just made sure whatever he's been doing with us is perfect. So what we learn from this, and all the Quran teachers and mashayikh, that's the way they do it. What they worry about is if the student is memorizing 1 juz or 2 juz properly, maybe in 2 years or 1 year, that is better than the student memorizing 10 juz or 20 juz but not properly, right? So you reciting 1 juz, 2 juz perfectly and nicely, properly, is better than you reciting or memorizing 20 juz or more than that, or the whole Quran but your tajweed is not good, your recitation or pronunciation of the Arabic letters are not as perfect as it should be. So he worried about the quality than the quantity. So alhamdulillah, that was a very beginning. And then he admitted us to Quran school, where the environment was there to help us to memorize the Quran. We could have done it at home, but the environment of sitting with the students learning the Quran, teacher teaching the students, being in a Quran environment, that was more important, and that would help us to memorize the Quran. And that's what he did. He put us in a Quran school, even though he would be able to teach us, but he put us in a Quran school where we would get the Quran teaching and learning environment. And that helped us even more, alhamdulillah. And alhamdulillah, we were able to finish the Quran over there.
Yeah, a lot of people ask how to recite the Quran with beautiful melody.
When learning the Quran, and even when the teacher is teaching the student the Quran, the teacher's focus is the student reciting properly with tajweed and with makharij, with the Arabic proper makharij. That's the teacher's focus. And at the same time, the student is listens to the good reciters and tries to copy them. Tries to copy them. That helps the student improve the recitation of the Quran. Improves the recitation of the Quran. As we know, Allah has blessed some people with good voices, and He has not blessed some people with good voices. He may bless them with something else that those people don't have. So some people have, naturally, Allah has blessed them with beautiful voices. A beautiful voice and a proper and good recitation, the beautiful voice adds on that, but the proper and beautiful recitation comes with the proper tajweed and proper Arabic recitation, Arabic style recitation of the Quran. If you have a beautiful voice, that will add up to it. That Allah has blessed some people with. But if you don't have a beautiful voice, that does not mean you can't recite the Quran beautifully. Some people, some reciters, you may have experienced this, that you pray behind them, and they might not have the best voice, or they don't have a beautiful voice, but when you listen to their recitation, you fall in deep love with that recitation, and you enjoy the recitation. It's so soothing, and sometimes you want to cry from that recitation. So that comes with first of all proper tajweed and proper pronunciations of the Arabic letters. Then it comes with knowing what you're reciting. Know what you're reciting. It helps a lot to improve your recitation and have an effect on others with your recitation. So if you know what you're reciting,
learn Arabic,
of course. If you know what you're reciting, right, and there's another reciter, he doesn't know what he's saying. He's just saying the words that he's reading, or just memorizing, or he's saying the words that he memorized. You can clearly see the difference. The person who knows what he's reciting, who can feel what he's reciting, gives you the feeling of the Quran, gives you the feeling. But the person who's just saying it and does not feel it, you also won't feel it. So that's a very important point of learning Arabic. That helps to improve the recitation. Because sometimes in the Quran, there are questions. The ayah is ending as a question, right? And so you have to recite it in a question manner, right? There are some ayahs that are talking about Jannah, happiness. So you recite it in a happy mood, right? So there are sometimes ayahs being recited that means that is talking about Jahannam. It's talking about the adhab, punishments that Allah has promised. So you have to recite it in that mood. So that plays a lot. That plays a very important role in the betterment of the recitation.
Yes. There are some people already log in, but they cannot hear your voice from Google Meet. Probably you have to. Probably it's muted. The mic.
They can't hear my voice.
Yeah, from there, not from the live stream.
I don't know why. It's not muted, no.
I check the audio setting. Maybe this.
Okay. Can they hear me now?
No, not yet. Maybe just go different.
Can they hear me now?
No.
No. Can they hear?
No, I am.
No, they cannot hear you still.
Maybe the mic is not connected to the laptop.
No, they're just using this mic, right? Is it because? No, I don't think so. Go to audio here. Audio setting.
Plug and let you pre-plug. So maybe
Okay,
I get that setting.
Maybe. No, it's okay. This
That's
correct
easy.
headset. They're correct. Yeah. You know what?
That's me.
Is this?
Hey!
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello?
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello?
It's not.
They cannot hear. Because they should get it from here, from there.
I see.
Oops.
Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Test. Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Test. Can you hear me? No. Test. 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 Okay, they hear you now. They hear you now.
Oh, I think because of
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. We have Affan. Would you like to recite? Do you have Affan with us? Assalamu alaikum, Affan.
I'm here.
How are you doing, Affan?
Good. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Ready to recite?
Yeah.
Bismillah, let's start.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي
ask him to fix the phone.
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالصبر بالحق.
Affan, would you like to recite after me?
Yeah.
وتواصوا بالحق.
وتواصوا بالصبر.
Repeat after me. وتواصوا بالحق.
وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Beautiful recitation, Affan. Thank you for joining, Affan.
Thank you. Walaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Do you have anyone else? Brother Bayu? Is it Abyan?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who is this?
Abian.
Abyan, how are you doing?
Good.
Alhamdulillah. Ready?
Yes.
Bismillah, let's start.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah, beautiful recitation. If you can recite the last ayah complete in one breath, that will be better and not stop in the middle. إلا
الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Beautiful recitation. Barakallahu fiqh Abin. Do we have Ahnaf?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum Ahnaf.
وعليكم السلام.
How are you doing?
بخير الحمد لله.
بخير alhamdulillah. جاهز? Ready?
نعم.
تفضل.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Beautiful recitation. Barakallahu fiqh. Is there anyone else? Aqila, are you there?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum Aqila, how are you? How are you doing? Good. Ready? Bismillah, let's start. If you can come closer to the mic and recite louder. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين
آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات
وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Barakallahu fiqh. Beautiful recitation. Do we have anyone else?
My dad.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Bayu.
Hello, Assalamualaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you doing, brother?
Good, Alhamdulillah, good.
Alhamdulillah, good to hear from you. Bismillah, let's start.
Okay. Surah Al-Asr.
Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal-'asr. Innal insana lafi khusr. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah. Barakallahu fiqh, Brother Bayu.
Jazakallah Shaykh.
Wa iyyak. Do we have anyone else?
Yes.
Mirza, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you doing, Mirza?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Ready?
Yes.
Bismillah, let's start.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal-'asr. Innal insana lafi khusr. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah. Beautiful recitation, Mirza. Jazakallah khair for joining. Barakallahu fiqh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa
My sister
rahmatullahi
wants
wa
to go.
barakatuh. More than welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Ready?
Yes.
Let's start.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. What is your name?
Keisha.
Keisha. Beautiful recitation, Keisha. Thank you for joining. Barakallahu fiki.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Can you remind people again to come to the Quran, to watch the Quran competition?
Yes. Another reminder regarding the event coming up on Sunday, this coming Sunday, July 19th, Quran competition. Masjid Isa's first Quran competition. Inshallah, the best 15 reciters from more than 50 participants will be presented on July 19th, Sunday, after Maghrib, in a live session. And they will be judged in a live session. It is a very interesting event that no one wants to miss. Inshallah, the timing will be around 8:45, so please try not to miss the event that is coming up on July 19th, Quran competition event. Jazakumullahu khairan.
How was the judging process going in the beginning?
How was the judging process?
Yeah, from 50 to 15.
Oh, 50 to 15. We have a lot of beautiful participations, and mashallah, they all did a good job. They all tried their best, mashallah. And I'm really proud of every single participant that participated in the competition. I wish I didn't have to limit them down to 15, and I would love all of them to present all of them, because I really enjoyed the recitations, enjoyed judging them. But since we have to have only 15, it was a hard decision, and it is very hard to select the best 15 for the judges.
Did you guys have a lot of arguments?
We had a lot of discussions, and a lot of times we didn't agree on a lot of things, but alhamdulillah, at the same time it was fun and enjoyable, alhamdulillah. And a lot of things we agreed, a lot of things, that is the nature. But alhamdulillah, it was, we enjoyed it, alhamdulillah.
Okay, so you can recite once more and we can...
طيب, so let me recite the surah one more time. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Inshallah, before we see you in our next class, hope to see you on July 19th after Maghrib for the Quran competition event. Jazakumullahu khairan everyone who joined and benefit from the program. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He accepts it from us and allow us to learn the Quran the way He would like us to recite. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. صلى الله على نبينا محمد. جزاكم الله خيرا.